Marrakech? I mean, just saying the name, it conjures up images, right?
Yeah,
Adventure, colors, spices, those winding alleyways.
it really does. It's got such an allure.
But what if you could experience it differently? Go, a bit deeper than the usual tourist spots. Find ways to connect that maybe you hadn't thought of.
Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We've been looking at some really interesting ideas from Unitour Maroc. Now, they specialize in incentive trips for companies.
Right? For teams.
Exactly. But the activities they highlight, they're just fantastic inspiration for anyone, really, who wants maybe a richer, more memorable time in Marrakech.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's set aside the standard checklist for a minute. We've pulled out 4 quite different experiences they suggest.
Mm-hmm.
First up, imagine this. Taking off in a hot air balloon right at sunrise.
Wow.
Then we're going to get hands-on with Moroccan food in a pretty exclusive cooking class.
Okay, sounds delicious.
After that, maybe something a bit more rugged. Off-roading adventures out in the Atlas Mountains.
Getting out of the city. Nice.
And finally, a really unique way to see the city's hidden spots from a vintage sidecar.
A sidecar? That sounds fun.
Doesn't it? So it's quite a mix.
It really is. It shows you the different sides of Marrakech, the city, the landscapes around it, and like Unitour Maroc points out, these aren't set in stone. You can tweak them.
That's key, isn't it? That flexibility
Yeah.
makes it appealing if you want something sort of tailored just for you.
Definitely.
Okay, let's start with that first one then. The sunrise hot air balloon flight. I'm trying to picture it, floating up as the day starts over Morocco. What's the real pull of seeing it from up there?
Well, I think a big part of it is the perspective shift. On the ground, Marrakech is bustling. It's alleyways, it's immediate.
Right, very close up.
Exactly. But from the air, you suddenly see the whole picture, how the city sits in the landscape, the plains stretching out, the Atlas Mountains in the distance. It gives you a sense of scale you just can't get otherwise.
And seeing the sunrise specifically.
Oh, yeah. Watching those colors wash over everything as the sun comes up, that's got to be, well, pretty breathtaking. It's probably a totally different way of understanding the place, its actual geography, and just its beauty.
And it seems like it's not just the flight itself. They mention things like a Berber breakfast when you land.
Mm-hmm. A hearty one, apparently. And you get a flight certificate, too.
So it's like a whole event, not just the balloon bit.
Precisely. That breakfast, it's not just food, is it? It's a little taste of the local culture, right after you've had this amazing view of the local land. It connects the whole thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the certificate, it's a small thing, but it's a reminder, isn't it, of that awe-inspiring and memorable experience they talk about. Makes it feel complete.
Right. Okay, so from way up high, let's come back down to earth and maybe into the kitchen. This exclusive Moroccan cooking class sounds intriguing. They mention a specific chef, Chef Tarek.
Yes, and that's actually quite interesting. The source notes he's not just a great chef, but he's also really involved in using cooking to help young people get jobs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, through culinary arts. So the class might be more than just learning recipes. You might get a little insight into, modern Moroccan life and how food plays a part.
That adds a whole different layer. So it's skills and maybe a bit of social context.
Could be. And you've got choices for where it happens, too. Either right in the Medina at the Moroccan Museum of Culinary Arts.
Okay, very central, historic.
Or, alternatively, out in the countryside at Chef Tarek's own project location, which sounds more serene.
2 quite different vibes. The Medina one might be focused on classic city dishes, maybe things you find in the souks.
Possibly. And the countryside one could be more about maybe fresh seasonal stuff, a bit more rustic, perhaps even farm-to-table style.
And either way, you actually cook the food, and then you eat it for lunch.
That's the best part. You're not just watching, you're doing it. Chopping, mixing, smelling all the spices.
I mean, your hand's dirty.
Exactly. You connect with the food, the gastronomy in a much deeper way than just, ordering off a menu. It becomes your tagine or whatever you make.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so we've been up in the air, we've been in the kitchen. Now for something completely different, hitting the road, or maybe off the road. The Atlas Mountains adventure.
Right. This is your escape into the rugged beauty, as they call it, a real contrast to the city buzz.
Egg time.
And you've got options here, too. You can actually drive the 4x4 yourself if you're feeling adventurous.
Oh, cool.
Or if you'd rather just take in the views, you can have an experienced driver, a chauffeur.
Okay, so caters to different comfort levels. But what sounds really special is the cultural bit.
You mean the break with a Berber family?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They mention an authentic break. That sounds like a chance to see a totally different way of life, experience that famous Moroccan hospitality firsthand, away from everything touristy.
Absolutely. That kind of interaction, stepping into someone's home, sharing mint tea perhaps,
Mhm.
that can be really powerful. It's not just looking at scenery, it's connecting with the people of that scenery.
Hmm.
And then there's lunch. Again, options. You could eat at a place in the Agafay Desert, that stark rocky landscape near Marrakech,
Right, the Stone Desert.
or by Lake Lala Takkerkaust, which is this big reservoir, quite beautiful. So it really is a whole day of discovery, like they say. Adventure, culture, food, amazing views.
Connecting with the hinterland. I like that phrase.
Yeah, it sums it up well.
Okay, so from the mountains back to the city for the last one. And this sounds, well, charming. Exploring Marrakech by Vintage Sidecar.
It does sound charming, doesn't it? It's such a unique way to see things. You're out in the open, not cooped up in a vehicle.
Yeah, totally different feel.
And it's about finding those hidden gems. They mentioned specific spots you could check out, like the palm groves just outside the city.
Paul Murray.
Exactly. Or Dar Sadaka, which is known for its art and design focus, and even the Gellies district, which has all that French-era Art Deco architecture.
Right, a different side of Marrakech history.
Totally. So you're not just seeing the Medina, you're getting these other facets of the city.
But you can still get adventurous if you want. It mentions off-the-beaten-path routes in the Medina.
Yes. Or even heading out onto the trails of the Agafay Desert in the sidecar. So it can be a gentle, stylish tour, or it can be a bit more, bumpy and exciting.
Wind in your hair, as they say.
Precisely. That sensory experience, feeling the air, hearing the city, sounds more directly, maybe smelling the spices from a stall you pass.
You'd notice things you'd miss in a car, for sure.
Definitely. It's about uncovering the city's charm from, a really fresh angle. Literally a different perspective.
So quite a journey we've taken just talking about these. 4 really distinct ways to experience Marrakech, pulled from those Unitour Maroc ideas.
Yeah, from the sky-high view of the balloon to getting your hands doughy in the cooking class.
And the ruggedness of the Atlas Mountains.
And finally, that quirky, stylish sidecar ride. It really covers a lot of ground, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And I think the big takeaway, like you said earlier, is that these aren't rigid packages.
Right. That flexibility Unitour Maroc mentions is key. You can likely mix, match, tailor them to what you or your group is really interested in. Need more adventure? Lean into the off-roading, more culture, focus on the cooking or Medina exploration.
It makes you think, doesn't it? These are 4 great ideas, but it kind of opens up the question.
What else is out there?
Exactly. What other hidden corners or unique perspectives does Marrakech hold? If you just look beyond the obvious path, makes you want to explore more.
Definitely. So for you listening, which of these sparks your interest the most? Is it the views, the food, the adventure, the style, and what other secret Marrakech experiences might be waiting to be discovered? Something to think about, perhaps.